to the SJ Child Show. This episode is sponsored by Water and Body Basics. Visit 3440 South, 5600 West, West Valley City, Utah. Mention SJ Childs today.
Welcome to the SJ Childs Show. I'm your host, SJ Childs, and today I have a very special guest. A special guest because it is one of the only people I have interviewed who knows me from my past, from my childhood, from my youth. Please welcome Stephanie. And, so funny. Of course, I know you as Stephanie Black. Do you pronounce it Cowan or Cowan?
It's Cowan.
Okay.
Everybody mispronounces it, but it is Cowan, and it's okay to say cow.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. Stephanie is a psychic and a medium, a tarot reader, and we like to joke that our souls are aligned. We are like twin flames walking along same paths, different places. Our lives align in so many ways. So I'm so happy to have her here with us today. And we are going to talk about all things wonderful, spiritual. And of course, there's also darkness and sadness that comes with that. It's not always happy, but the thing about it is embracing all of it and looking at it as a whole and seeing the message that you can get as a whole to help you in your life guidance. I strongly believe in the power of your inner self. And I believe that when you do things like a tarot reading, that you really give yourself the intent and permission to receive a message. And I'm here today to tell you how much I do believe in that and to also share my beliefs and alignment with Stephanie. So thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, thanks for having me. I'm so excited. Seriously, I did not sleep last night.
No, you're so cute. It's so great.
So exciting.
And it's just the thing I love about my show is it's just so organic and it's natural and authentic. There's no script to read off of because if I had to read off a script, I'd be robotic and I wouldn't be myself.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so true. Yeah.
Excuse me. So I'm so glad that we can just have this open forum and, start to discuss these kinds of things. Tell the audience and our listeners what got you started and where your journey began.
Yeah. So it was very, very young. I was only 7 years old and my grandfather had passed away a couple of weeks before this particular situation. And I had heard some noises in my mom and dad's room. So I got out of bed, I walked into the bedroom, and my little brother had just been born, I think like a week before this happened. And so he was in his little bassinet, and I walked in the room, and I'm seriously, as plain as you are there, I am here. I saw my grandfather standing right at the edge of my mom and dad's bed and looking over my little brother's bassinet. And I saw him plain as day. I could, smell him. I could hear him. It was so crazy. So at that point, next day I tell my mom and I said, I saw grandpa. And, of course, at that age, they chalk it up to just your imagination.
Yeah.
Right? So at that point, I didn't realize till into my 20s what that really meant.
Yeah.
But in my early 20s, I went and saw a psychic and she said, oh my gosh, you have these gifts, the abilities, you need to fine tune and look into them and embrace them. And I thought, yeah, right, whatever, it's you're just telling me what I want to hear, right?
Yeah.
So I decided that I would look into it more and start to open myself up and be more accepting and realize that I could see things, I could hear things, I could feel things, and that I felt was normal. But later on in life, I realized that this was not normal, And so, kind of fast forward to about a year ago, that's when my husband was telling me, you've got to find your purpose. You've got to find your passion. What is it you want to do? And, I thought, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. So that's when I started Stephanie's Tarot readings and started my Facebook page. And If that was a little over a year ago, and I'm at 1,600 followers in a year. I'm
Yes,
like,
wonderful.
what? So
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's been
love that.
amazing and such a beautiful journey, and the gifts that I feel that I have been blessed with, can be a blessing and it can be a curse. So
Yeah,
I've learned to protect myself,
good.
Yeah, it's just been amazing. And so surprisingly accepting.
Yeah,
People have, been so welcome to learning more about it, not being
yeah,
so scared, that it's
exactly.
not evil, So
Yes, yes.
yeah,
No, I think that's a big thing, and that's kind of a reason why I wanted to do these episodes, and this one particularly, because the same goes for my shows. My shows have been very, parenting and this and this and that. But if we want to really dive deep and we want to really know and trust me as a host and trust the words I'm saying, then isn't it best to understand where I'm coming from and
yeah,
see my true beliefs and my true, because if you truly believe in the other systems that I talk about and in, positive parenting and all of these things, then I want you to see why. I want you to see where it comes from. And I want you to
right,
see how I use these things as a tool and that they're special and they are something that you can tune into the universe. We're all made of energy. Energy is all around us. And people take that for granted every day. They don't know, they don't acknowledge it. And
yeah,
those of us who do take advantage of it. We don't take it for granted, but we take advantage of it. And so there's a lot of teaching to be done and educating. And I completely understand that fear of, okay, I'm going to do this and who knows what they're going to say or think. And,
right,
yeah,
hmm,
my
yeah.
mom will never listen to this episode. Okay. And that's fine.
Right,
That's
yeah,
fine. But
yeah,
I know so many of my friends who will, so many of our friends
yeah.
who know the value, who see the value, and yeah, will definitely get this. Talk to us a little bit about your so you get started and people start coming to you. How did your family start to take this new you, Stephanie, that's emerging?
Oh my gosh. Like so my husband, he knew I had some abilities because I've always so we've been married for 8 years, been together about 11, and I would have dreams about family pregnancies, and I would tell my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had a dream that my niece Alyssa was pregnant, or Erin, and he's like, okay, honey, whatever. And then like a month later, they announced that they're pregnant, and he's like, okay, this is creepy,
Yeah.
and then it was like, as it kept going and things kept happening and connecting, the family was like, oh my gosh, this, we did not know the extent. And my mother-in-law, she's amazing. She's so supportive. And, they have an LDS Black background. So, and I'm always respectful for everyone's
Yeah.
beliefs. And, so I never really opened myself up to the family just because I wasn't too sure how it would be kind of, accepted and
Yeah.
received. And so once things started coming together and, I started doing these events, and they all came to my first event and they got to witness what it's like to see me connect with loved ones who have crossed over into the spiritual world,
Oh,
and picking up, things that only those people would know, right? And
yeah.
so I feel like they kind of, some of them who were very skeptical have kind of opened up more about it. And, even some of them that I even connected with some of my family, which I didn't want to, because the people in the room um, that I didn't know, I was very open and honest that, okay, this is my family. I don't really want to read them because it's not fair. I don't want you to feel like I do know stuff. But there were some things that I connected with in-laws, that were for their other extended family. And we were connecting with their loved ones who I knew nothing about. And anyway, so it just really opened them up to more. And now it's hilarious because now I'm known as the anti-witch.
I love it.
And but they're so welcome. And I feel like sometimes I do have a couple that are even nervous to be around me now, which is kind of funny.
Oh, bless
But
their hearts.
yeah, but they love it and they're
Yeah.
so good about it. So it's been good. Yeah.
I'm
I
so
love it.
glad to hear that. And how about your
Yeah.
kids? How do your kids feel about it? Are they on board and hopefully
Yeah.
learning their intuition is their most important tool?
Right. Oh my gosh. So I, again, I think my oldest Mandy is 21, Braxton 17. Those two, they knew I had abilities, but again, I don't think they knew the extent. And so um, they're very accepting and very open to it. And I feel like now they just know this is just mom. This is just who she is. And
Yeah.
but my youngest, JC, which is, same age as your daughter, I truly feel that she also has a gift.
Yeah.
And she's starting to she is very open. She meditates with me. She starts to recognize when we're in a room the energies from other people. And
Mhm.
I would not be surprised if she starts to really open up,
Yeah.
even more. So
No,
it's amazing.
her and Anna, just like you and I, they are like twin flames. I
Yeah,
swear. It's
seriously.
so incredible the amount of similarities these two
I
girls have
know.
without ever having met before. And
Right?
that's just incredible. It just goes to show the serendipity of it all, right?
I
I
know.
love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And so the events that you do, tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah. So, I don't know if some of your viewers,
I've
and your
watched them,
listeners.
but yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell people. I know what they're about, but I'll
Yes,
let you
you
tell
do. No. So, I did, it's kind of along the same lines. If you ever watch like Teresa Caputo or John Edwards, they do. So the events are, very open, and people come, and they their expectation really, I feel, is to hopefully get some kind of connection to a loved one who has passed, right?
yeah.
And so my events are basically, people come, and it's very, it's casual but kind of intimate. And I do it at a hotel that's a
Yeah.
very beautiful hotel. And people will come, and I will literally just walk around the room and pick up on energies, and whatever I'm feeling, whoever I'm feeling, and just give messages of hope and healing and help. And it's the most amazing feeling. And even skepticals have come,
Yeah.
and they have left and said, "Oh my gosh, I really wasn't too sure about this, and you connected with my dad, my brother, my son, whatever, daughter." And they're like, "You said things that there's no way you would know, because I didn't know these people," right? So,
Yeah.
but it's such, the feeling, the energy that you get at my events is, I can't even explain it. It's so amazing.
I bet.
And
I bet it is.
yeah, I feel so blessed.
And you mentioned something earlier, and it might have been when you and I were talking, but about how it took a little while for you to feel protected. And tell us a little bit about that process that you have to go through for yourself.
Yeah. So I don't know. And a lot of people don't realize that when you are a medium and you try to or if you're only doing a psychic part of the intuitive reading, regardless of what you do, you have to protect yourself from the bad, from the evil. And, unfortunately, when you do this, if there's good, there's bad, right?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And so what I do before any reading, whatever I'm doing, I do a very deep meditation. I go through and cleanse the room. I'll either use Palo Santo or I'll use sage. And, I remove any of whether it be residual energy, any kind of residual spirit, whatever it may be. And really, I only welcome any spirits that walk within God's white light to channel, right? So it's you have to be very mindful and very protective. And then when I do my readings, I am loaded up with crystals. I mean, I don't mess around.
Love it.
Yeah.
I have mine too. I don't know if you can see
I
them
know
over
I
here.
did.
I have all mine too.
I love it. Oh my gosh. You do. You have to, if you believe in this and you are 100% wholeheartedly connected, you have to protect yourself, because
Absolutely.
unfortunately the other side will take advantage, so it's a
Yeah.
process.
I completely understand that. As a former massage therapist, there were times early in my career that I would work as in my private practice on a few people. And I worked at a chiropractor's office at one point, and there was a gentleman when I would give him massages, I would be physically sick, like literally throw up afterwards. And I would be so sick and so sick. And like I said, I was still pretty new at doing it. And the doctor pulled me aside and he said, Sarah, this guy comes with some really dark energy and I need you to start protecting yourself. Like he said, I want you to envision that you're putting armor, like a knight's armor over your body before you do these massages, and do not absorb this energy. And from then on, that's all I did from then on. And I stopped. Yeah. It just instantly is like, okay, I'm protected. I can give healing. I can give help. I don't need to take their pain. I don't need to take on. And that's what, as an empath, that's what I was doing. So it's hard. It's hard to know that balance. Definitely.
Exactly. Oh, for sure. And you, like you just said, when you're an empath, you have to protect yourself from all energies, good and bad. Because sometimes I'll go in a room and someone will have like really good energy, like really through the roof, and I'm like, man, you are exhausting me.
Too much. No, I must have that sometimes.
I think I do too. I do.
I agree. Yeah, we probably have both, right? But that's good that we're balanced out at least.
I love it.
True.
Yeah.
So
seriously.
True. Yeah, and I really see that, like you said, with your daughter and with mine as well. I see the intuition. I see her in groups, and I see her getting overwhelmed or whatever. And I recognize, and I see that she's recognizing it as well. And a couple of times she's sat down and done some readings with us, and I don't, obviously she doesn't completely comprehend it or understand, and maybe she does. I shouldn't give her that. I should not honor her respect that way. But it just comes with life experience too, though, that she doesn't also have yet. So it's ways, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's incredible. So when you do personal readings, do people just come to you, or do you do them on Zoom? What's your way that you like to do those?
Yeah, I can do both. And I mean, obviously I prefer to be in person because I can really connect and feel their energy a lot stronger. But I have, I'm actually in my private studio. It's beautiful in here. It's very zen. And the energy is so amazing. I mean, I have clients that come and see me, and before we even get started, they're already crying. It's like, and part of me is like, oh my gosh, I feel bad. Don't cry, but it's so
it's what they need.
Yeah, it's the energy, and it's so therapeutic. I mean, even if people come to me and we just really do more of a validation reading than anything, they get so much comfort from knowing that the way they're feeling is validated, right? And then I do them over Zoom, and I've done readings for people all over the country. I just did one for a gal in Australia. I did one for a gal in New Zealand, Scotland, the UK. I mean, it's been
love that.
Crazy. Yeah. So it's, the technology we have, there's no reason why we can't reach out and help people all over. Right.
Absolutely.
It's so amazing. I love it. Yeah.
I love that. And you had the great opportunity to be on the local news. Tell us about that fun thing.
Oh my gosh. It was so surreal, and it was such a cool experience. So am I okay to say the channel?
Yeah. And how did it even
okay, good.
Tell us how it came about too. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. So I work with a paranormal team in Utah called WASP. It's the Western Association for the Science of the Paranormal. So it's an acronym. And they brought me on about a year ago. And the co-founder, one of the founders, he did some other interview with Fox 13 and Big Buddha. And they talked to him, and he was like, hey, I have this paranormal team. What do you think about maybe interviewing us? And they were very interested. So fast forward to the interview, and it was so cool because they did a segment about WASP and what they do for the technical part, right? Like the filming and the audio and that. And then Big Buddha asked me to really do an interview about my abilities and how, almost like we're interviewing right now. And it was so cool. And I really got to share what I so want to share with so many people. And it was such a blessing because after that interview, my messages were going crazy.
I love that.
It's seriously, things are just falling into place. I mean, just like with you, right?
Yeah.
Things just seem to be, and I truly chalk it up to being positive and having that positive thoughts and positive, intentions, right?
Yeah.
So it's been so crazy.
It's great when you're open to connecting to the right people and to your tribe. That's what I'm finding. I'm finding that it took me, till in my 40s to find the people who really resonate me, who really honor and align with my beliefs.
Exactly.
And it feels like a lonely, long life to get here. But at the same time, how can you appreciate it if you hadn't gone through that loneliness, if you hadn't gone through that wanting of a special place to be a part of? I think that you have to look, and especially with this, you have to look at the light and the darkness in both ways because they complement one another, and that's like the path that you have to take is both sides. You can't walk a totally perfect life. You can't, most likely you're not going to have all struggles and no rewards, I mean, some people's mindset might be that way, but and it really is in mindset as well. It's in, your ability to have open-minded, flexible thinking, or you have more closed-minded thinking. So, just it goes either way.
It's so true.
I love that. Now, I don't want to catch you off guard because I didn't warn you ahead of time, but you did say that you would give me a reading. What do you think about that? Are you okay with that?
I'm already ready.
Pushy. Okay, good. Because, I never want to be like, me, do me.
No.
I mean, I come to your meetings for that, but,
right?
Yeah, but I'm very excited because, it's nothing. It's
sorry. There's the dog.
Awful. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, mine are outside, so otherwise they would be doing that too.
Oh yeah,
Oh gosh, and this heat.
You gotta love them. Yes. No, so crazy, right? I know. I'm not complaining though, because I do not like the 20-degree weather.
I know.
I would rather have it be 100.
And see, I tease my husband that I'm Icelandic. I must be from must have been a Viking because I like the cold. And he likes the heat. And so it's hard to find a happy medium some days.
I know. It's so true. I'm right there with you. My husband's like you. And it's like, he'd rather have it be like 40 degrees in the house. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds I love it. Husbands win. Dang it. Mine's always 78 or higher. Oh, that's so hilarious. Funny. Yeah, it is.
Oh, see? Similarities, I'm telling you.
Exactly.
The same thing.
I love it.
Yeah, so let's do a reading for you. So
I'm ready. I'm so excited.
I know. I'm excited for you. So what we'll do is just we'll do like a general, maybe 3-card reading for you. Because obviously we could be here for hours. I know you.
Yeah, exactly.
So the way I do this when we do Zoom, and this is a really good example for your viewers and listeners. So what I ask for is 3 numbers between 1 and 76. And the numbers should be of significance to you, right? So birthdays, death days, that kind of thing. So we'll do 3 cards. Okay. So give me what your first number that came to your mind.
All 3 of them, 7, 13, 76. It's my birthday. They're all beautiful numbers. I can't even not love it, right?
Right. So 7, and then so I have to count these out. So hopefully I'll count fast.
Okay. You're fine.
Let's see, 7, 13, and 76. Okay, let me count to 76. My dog is growling.
It's so cute.
Sorry.
Oh, we put you to work. It's okay.
I know.
Teach you to go all the way up to 76.
I know. Seriously. Next time I'm going to be just like 1 through 10.
Yep.
That's too funny. Okay, well, I got your cards. So I'll show you on camera what 3 cards you pulled. And I know maybe you'll know the definition of them a little bit, but we won't go into that kind of detail. So, but your first card is the 6 of Cups.
Okay.
You can see my cards are very bright and cheerful.
Yes.
And, they're not dark whatsoever. So, and then your second card is the 8 of Wands.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then your last card is the 6 of Swords.
Okay.
And that came out of the deck upside down.
Okay.
So really quick, anytime a card comes out of the deck upside down, it represents what we call your shadow work. And I think you know what shadow work is, right? So I'll explain for viewers really quick. But shadow work is and are the things that you are working on personally to live the best life you can. So it can be things emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. But everybody has shadow work, right? We all have some form of having to really, I don't want to say fix ourselves, but become the best.
Adjust ourselves.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So regardless of who you are, you always have shadow work. I don't care who you are, right? So really kind of just looking at your 3 cards that you have, and you tell me, I can be very specific and very connected, but because you have so many, I don't know how vulnerable you want to be. So
let's go. I think the better I, just dive right in, feet first, the better. So
good. No, I love it. That's perfect. So one thing that I really, what I'm really feeling and what I'm already seeing for you, kind of just, it's interesting because I feel like it almost validates even kind of what we talked about before we got on camera here, but I can already see that your journey, your path is just starting, hun. I mean, this is just the beginning, things are starting to, I feel like what I'm seeing are starting to really fall in place. Things are making sense now for you. You're starting to connect with people that you never even thought that you would have some connection with, right?
Absolutely.
But I feel like some of the things I'm really seeing too for you is that your past has not been easy.
Yeah.
I feel like your past has been, I feel there's a lot that you're still holding on to from your past, that you're still trying to heal from and work through. And it's interesting. I feel like that there has been someone from your past, I feel, that is starting to really almost come out of the woodwork feeling. And I feel like maybe this is either, family or even friend that's been of an impact, but I feel like that they've just literally started emerging. And I want you to be prepared, because if this has happened, just really understanding that the past is the past, that you are not responsible for anything from that past, right? That this is just almost like has to happen in order for you to get that full healing that you need in order to be more successful with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Does this make sense?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes? Okay, perfect. No, perfect.
Yeah.
And so I just want you to know. So you heard my dog growling earlier.
Yeah.
So what happens is, we all know that pets are very very intuitive and very
Yes.
open to feeling energies, right? And when she started doing that, it really immediately I started feeling that you have even just sitting here right now, you have a very strong what I call female energy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a female who has passed away, but I feel like she intentionally has come through. I feel like her energy here has come through to almost give you that message of so proud and congratulations, and just wanting you to know how important it is for what you're doing in this in this journey. Is this grandma or is this I don't know.
Two grandmas. I mean, I was just like, I hope it's my grandma's.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And one of them really is showing me that I don't know if she keeps showing me her head. So to me, this is like Alzheimer's, stroke, dementia.
Yeah.
Do you know which one this is?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And they will often give me numbers. And she keeps showing me the number 6, which is like the month of June or the 6th of the month.
Okay.
There's some connection with that number. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
But there's sometimes it's 6 years ago. So some way you will know what that connection is, I'm sure, later.
Keep that in mind, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And really, okay, very interesting. You literally just had your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Like your birthday, that's why I was just thinking, okay, so when spirit shows me bright, colorful, multicolored balloons, that represents celebration of birthday. And
yay.
so, but with that said, I just feel like that there's some other kind of event or celebration coming up. So
I like that too.
Yeah. So whatever this is, I feel like also she's just validating of her being around and being,
I love that.
There to watch over you. So, and one last thing I feel, because I know that we could go on forever, but I just feel like there's some kind of big change happening with your husband, whether this be with his job or something. I feel that there's something with work, or I just feel this big shift for you.
Definitely.
So, whether that's work or he's figuring something different out with his life.
Yeah, totally.
But good.
Wow.
So, and I feel like it's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, good things come out of hard things. So exactly.
Yep, they do. And that I feel like is exactly what I'm seeing with your cards and what I'm feeling. And even though we don't know each other that well, I mean, because I really don't know your past. I don't know.
It's been so long, like literally high school together, that's years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Right. And Facebook doesn't mean someone so well. Like, yes, we've stayed in touch and stepped in contact, but we haven't had the opportunity to really get to know one another again. So definitely.
No, I and I really feel even just your energy and what I'm seeing and what I'm connecting. I would not be surprised, Sarah, if here in the next couple of months you really start to see even things getting even better and moving even faster for you.
Love that.
I have no doubt. So
I'm ready. I tell the universe, put me on my next path. I'm ready. Seriously,
it's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because sometimes you feel like you're just stuck in a limbo, like things aren't moving and it's just like this slow trudging mud or something. And things are going, things are going great as far as like, I love podcasting. I'm moving, the books are moving and everything's going great, but there's still, we're still in like this stuck phase, I feel like a little bit. So that makes so much sense. I love it.
No. And I truly feel that when you are at your point where you're like, gosh, am I doing the right thing? And things aren't moving. That is literally where you should not quit. That's where things will start to take off. I've noticed that, I've witnessed it, and I feel like that's exactly what's going on with you. So
I love it.
Keep moving
Thank
forward.
you so much. And I'm so excited to have done that because It's so special. And I completely agree. And, some people haven't seen, I did a podcast on another podcast. I was a guest, rather, I should say.
Love it.
And it's called Long Shot Leaders. And it really talks about the struggles that you went through. And it was the first time that I literally opened up about all of it, about an ex-husband and rape and physical and emotional abuse and just a lifetime full. And then today who I am, I think, what? I don't remember being that person. Like I'm not, I'm totally opposite of what that is today. But that's how I made it here today. So I made it through those things, and so it's incredible that like I do have to. I am letting go of those. Like that was kind of my first step of acknowledging, even though it was, 20 plus years ago, it's still something we hide inside of feeling ashamed or afraid or, just like it won't be accepted or anything like that. But it totally happened. And, it was kind of funny because my neighbor who I just met her not too long ago. It was the first podcast she watched with her family. And I was like, oh no, wait, that's not my channel. Like my channel's all family education. Go watch that with your family. Nope. They stumbled upon the other one. So, hey,
I'll just jump all in.
Right? What better way to let them know me fully than to completely expose myself and have everybody know. But that's it's kind of nice and it's refreshing.
Sure.
And it's why I was able to then be like, you know what? If I can open up about all of these hard things, I can talk about my belief systems that other people may not believe in. I can talk about my belief in spirituality, my belief in tarot, my belief in autism that some people still don't have a belief in, right? Yeah. All of these things. And I like to think of myself as I don't like to put limits on my thinking. I love to think limitlessly. And with that comes a lot of things that people don't agree with, but I'm not here for people to agree with me. I'm here to give my own message. So
exactly. Yeah. And I'm right there with you.
I agree. Exactly. Oh, it's such an honor to have you on today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It was my honor to be here. So.
For your love and your understanding and support. And just know that I'll be supporting you throughout your journey. And I, know you're doing the same. And I appreciate it so much. So it's so great to have you on today. Before we go, of course, let's tell everybody where they can find you, websites, Facebooks, Instagrams, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So on Facebook, it's under Stephanie's Tarot Readings. And the spelling is traditional Stephanie, right? STPHANIE. There's so many different ways.
Yeah.
And then that's ultimately where you can book. They have the booking tool there. Instagram is actually Tarot with Steph. Now I had to spell it STEFF because there was another Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on Instagram. And then I also have my email, which is tarotwithsteph@gmail.com. And I am in the process of getting my website, hopefully here soon. So that'll be coming up. But and ultimately either one of those ways is the best way to book.
Great.
So, yeah.
And I'll make sure to have all of those links down in the description and the text up on the screen so you know exactly where to find her. If you want, why don't you even send me over that Big Buddha link and I'll include that in the description so everybody can go and watch you there too.
Okay.
That'd be fantastic.
I'll see if I can get that. I'm still waiting for it, but as soon as I can,
as soon as they put it out. Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably air this in September. So maybe by then,
perfect.
We'll have seen something. And if you have any events coming up, let me know and we can get, promos for that too, going in the events that you have. So in September.
Perfect.
Such a pleasure to have you on today.
Oh,
and
thank you, Hen.
We'll be in touch, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Thank you.
All right, Hen. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.